Alright guys, welcome to part 3. So now you've waited the 30 days, you have your beautiful tank, right? And you have all this gross stuff growing in it. What plants do you use? And how many shrimp do you put in? And where do you begin? Um, for shrimp, I like to recommend double that you have. So for example, this is a 5. I started off with 10 shrimp here. And some of the adults passed away. It's been a while since I've had these shrimp. But I got so many babies now, and it's always great, I think, to start with double the amount of gallons that you have and go from there. For plants and filtration, I like to use the Manton filters for bigger tanks, and for smaller tanks, these little Chinese filters, $5 each, are great. They're wonderful. So you can see a blue steel that I have. So, and then a couple of plants options. You can always go the moss route. You can go the Physidin route. These all look great, whichever you prefer. Okay. Then also my number one, ferns. These are great because you can transfer them tank to tank. The roots aren't inside the soil, so moving them from an older tank to a newer tank is just such a breeze. And they draw a lot of nitrates. This is a mini Palea. This is great for the baby shrimp to hang out. They love this. I'll take a syringe and I will shoot powdered food into here, and the babies just go wild on this mini Palea. Okay, and this is a sword plant. These ones typically have a bigger root system, but I just love the color of the purple leaves, so I had to grab this one. So for filtration, Manton filter if you can for the bigger size. Smaller size, still recommend that trusty old sponge filter. She works great. And, grab some moss, grab some ferns. Ferns, I'm telling you guys, they're great. They're wonderful. May not look the best, but for me, great. Another tip here is floaters. I like to use the Salvinia type floaters because they're not as messy as duckweed or frog bit, or the roots don't get too long either. And this provides a great way for the baby shrimp to graze, and also to draw a lot of nitrates out of the tank. I use these in all my tanks. And also Indian almond leaf, a must. I love it. The shrimp, they take a long time to eat it, but it lowers the pH. It makes them happy. I throw them in all my tanks. So you have all your shrimp now stocked. You have your plants all picked out. You have your filtration. You have your cycle tank. Let's move on to breeding. And breeding is simple. Once the shrimp starts getting buried, they are going to find each other to find a mate. And here in this tank is a project tank of mine where I only have one male, and the rest are female. So this shrimp, I guarantee you, is the father of all these. And this is the beginning of my project. But there's two ways to go about this. You can just let them have at it, like this pinto tank that I have here, or you can selectively choose which mates you would like to have for breeding. In this instance, I'm pulling some of my fancy red tiger females out of the tank to join this galaxy fishbone and make some cool crosses. So here's one of my fancy red tigers that's going to be crossed. And another way of doing this too is by just scooping these shrimp out and putting them in these established breeder boxes that I use. It's such a great way. I mean, from a colony like this, you can see a lot of these shrimp aren't buried yet. You know they're of age. Once the springtime hits, once the summertime hits, they're gonna be buried. Just choose your two favorite ones, and you don't have to start a new tank. You could just pop them in here for a week until she buries up and release back into the tank. You're going to see 30 babies if you're doing it correctly, and you can choose from there again to selectively breed them to follow your desired pattern. That's the way that I breed. It's real simple, and it's not too overly dramatic like a lot of people make it to be. You just got to get those shrimp in those hot tubs. Get them in these little breeder boxes. Choose two. So I'll show you guys an example here. This is a project tank that I'm working on now, and this is a skeleton bee shrimp, which means that it's like a